Across the world's widest plains, billions of crops are being cut, picked, and loaded in a matter of days, and every second feels like a wager against the sky. In 2025, the harvest is no longer just muscle and sunlight. It is shakers, conveyors, GPS-guided harvesters, and cold chains racing side by side with farmers on the ground. One sudden storm can drown a field, one spark can torch a grain sea, and one market swing can turn a golden season into a brutal calculation. From citrus groves that tremble with vibrating rods, to potato fields where steel belts sift soil like waterfalls, the planet's food supply moves like a living machine. We will follow the real harvest routes, from fresh bins at the row ends, to trucks rolling non-stop, to storage rooms where humidity and temperature guard value for months. You will see how speed is engineered, how quality is protected, and why some crops still demand careful hands even in an age of automation. If you want more true farm stories told with cinematic detail, follow the channel and step into the 2025 harvest rush with us. The first wave of the 2025 harvest rush begins in citrus groves, where rows of glossy trees stand like green walls under the morning haze. Farmers walk the lanes early, checking color, firmness, and the sound of fruit tapping lightly against each other in the breeze, because timing decides everything. When the signal is right, hydraulic shakers clamp onto trunks, and in seconds the canopy trembles, releasing a sudden rain of oranges onto wide-catching sheets below. The orchard becomes an ASMR symphony of engine hum, leaves fluttering, fruit thudding softly, and workers calling directions as bins roll into position. On the largest farms, drive-through harvesters glide between rows, their vibrating rods brushing the branches while conveyors swallow fruit in a steady orange stream. Inside the machine, air jets push away twigs and leaves, and the clean fruit slides into onboard bins that are unloaded into trucks without the line ever stopping. The advantage is brutal and simple. One machine replaces huge crews, and a single day can clear what once took weeks of ladders, baskets, and aching backs. But speed is only the first battle, because fruit for the fresh market must stay unbruised, so crews still watch every drop and adjust the vibration to protect quality. At the grove edge, the logistics chain begins. Trucks idle in perfect sequence, and the smell of citrus oil hangs in the air as pallets and bins swap places. The freshest loads head straight to packing lines where fruit is washed, graded, and wrapped for shelves, while the rest is routed for pressing and processing. In the processing stream, you can hear rollers turning, pumps pulsing, and stainless tanks breathing as juice is filtered, concentrated, and sealed for long travel. For farmers, the orchard is not a postcard. It is a narrow harvest window, and every delay risks weather damage, quality loss, or price drops before the trucks even leave. That pressure is why 2025 groves look like moving factories, but the human layer never disappears, because someone still decides when the first tree should shake. As the last bins of citrus roll away, the camera follows the convoy out of the grove, toward the next crop, where the scale becomes even more extreme. Beyond the citrus belt, a different kind of harvest waits, hidden underground, where steel blades must lift food from soil without breaking it. And when those machines arrive, the fields do not just change color, they start to flow. In the potato regions, the harvest begins with a low metallic ground as tractors line up, and the first harvester noses into the ridged rows. Digging shares slide beneath the soil, lifting the bed gently, and the field answers with a steady crumble, like dry earth pouring through fingers. Potatoes rise onto vibrating webs, where clods break apart, stones roll away, and clean tubers bounce forward in brown and gold ribbon. The ASMR is hypnotic, chain links clicking, belts whispering, dirt pattering down, and the occasional hollow thump as a tuber meets a rubber roller. A parallel truck matches the harvester's pace, and the unloading conveyor swings out, dropping potatoes in a controlled curtain that never bruises the skins. Operators keep their eyes on the flow, adjusting speed and depth by centimeters, because one rough setting can turn profit into waste in a single pass. When rain threatens, the urgency spikes as wet soil turns heavy, clings to belts, and can choke even the strongest machines. Yet the harvest cannot pause, so crews switch routes, change web tension, and keep the line moving before a whole field turns to mud. From the field, the crop heads to storage complexes, where fans breathe cold air, humidity is held high, and the potatoes rest in darkness for months. In those rooms, the sound changes. from roaring engines to soft ventilation, and the value of a season depends on temperature stability and careful handling. Nearby, onion fields run a different rhythm as lifters pull bulbs and lay them in long windrows, left under sun and wind to cure and toughen their skins. Days later, pickup harvesters return. Their time is lifting each cured bulb, while brushes and air blowers sweep away dust in a dry, papery whisper. Carrot harvests look almost unreal from above, with clamps gripping leafy tops, roots sliding free, and fast blades trimming greens in one clean motion. The conveyors carry bright orange roots across cleaning belts, and the crop pours into trains like a continuous rhythm. Tomatoes shift the seed again, because for processing fields, harvesters cut whole plants, shake fruit loose, and optical sorters reject greens and damage in blink. Trucks roll directly to plants because the clock matters and freshness is measured in hours, not days once fruit leaves the vine. Across all these crops, the pattern repeats. Speed is engineered, waste is hunted down, and every movement is designed to protect quality at massive scale. And still, as the machines dominate the horizon, the most important tool remains the same: the farmer's judgment, deciding the exact moment to go all in. Not every crop can be treated like a commodity river, because some harvests are fragile enough to punish even the smallest mistake. In berry fields, machines can help, but the best fruit still demands gentle handling, and the sound of careful picking replaces the roar of steel. High-bush blueberries are shaken with controlled vibration, and soft conveyors catch the fruit, while operators tune settings to protect bloom and kernels. Low-bush blueberry ground sweepers move close to the earth, gathering fruit for freezing and processing, where speed matters more than perfect appearance. In pumpkin fields, cutters slice thick stems, lifting heavy fruit onto belts, and rollers brush off soil in a steady, rhythmic scrape. Some harvest lines run so fast that whole sections of a field clear in hours. Yet the season itself is short, because holiday markets wait for no one. Then the landscape changes into water, as cranberry bogs are flooded, and the surface begins to sparkle with floating red berries. Water reels churn the vines, berries loosen and rise, and the bog becomes a moving carpet of crimson shimmering under gray autumn light. Conveyor harvesters drive through the water, tines guiding berries inward, and rotating belts lift them up, draining and dropping them into bins with a wet rustle. Farmers corral the floating mass with booms, and pumps pull the fruit from the surface, turning calm wetlands into an efficient harvest corridor. But 2025 is also a year of uncertainty, where storms can arrive without warning, flattening plants, flooding rows, and burying value in mud. In those moments, harvesting becomes a rescue mission, as crews move fast between downed crops, salvaging what can still travel, while rain drums on plastic and metal. In grain regions, danger comes in another form, where overheated equipment and dry dust can ignite, and a firebreak plowed in minutes can save a season. That is why maintenance, clean bearings, and careful field planning are treated like harvest tools, not afterthoughts, when the air turns hot and brittle. Beyond the risks, the future is arriving quietly, with cameras and code entering fields once ruled only by sun and sweat. AI weeding robots identify plants in real time, removing weeds mechanically without blanket chemicals, while operators watch dashboards instead of spray booms. Autonomous picking arms are learning to choose ripe fruit, and drones map fields so decisions are guided by data, not guesswork. Yet the harvest rush never becomes fully automatic, because biology still sets the pace, and markets still decide what a perfect load is worth. In the end, the 2025 harvest is a partnership, where human experience steers the machine, and the machine gives the farm the speed to survive. And as the last trucks leave the fields, the story closes where it began, with farmers looking up at the sky, measuring the next season before the dust even settles. From trembling citrus canopies to underground rivers of potatoes, the 2025 harvest rush is a worldwide race where timing is the true currency. We watched machines turn fields into moving assembly lines, yet we also saw the places where careful hands still protect fragile fruit and premium quality. Along the way, storms, mud, and heat reminded us that nature can rewrite the schedule in a single afternoon, and farmers must adapt in real time. We also glimpsed the next chapter, where sensors, AI, and robots help reduce waste and boost precision, without replacing the human judgment that starts every run. In every region, the harvest is more than production. It is livelihood, identity, and the quiet pride of bringing food safely from land to table. If you want more cinematic farm stories that follow the full process, from field to storage to the next stage of production, follow the channel and stay with us, because the next harvest rush is already forming on the horizon, and we will be there to capture it, one honest season at a time.